think JVL made the point that a lot of people are playing. They're kind of metagaming against the tokens decks.
Sure.
And playing like Whip Flare and Ratchet Bomb. Well, Whip Flare does nothing to Tempered Steel, and Ratchet Bomb doesn't do much either.
Right. So we have, looks like Michael Belfatto is going to go Glinthawk, Bounce Mox, Recast, where Nolen just has the Seachrome Coast. Yeah, no one drop for him.
The cat's out of the bag. Michael is playing Tempered Steel. And we have a Thought Scour.
What do you think of that card, Joey?
I love it. I think it's great. Just kind of, it works great, especially with Delver. And that was something that we were talking about before was, some of the Delver lists from last week did not play Thought Scour, and we thought, this card looks perfect in this deck, and especially with something like Snapcaster Mage, where not only does it fuel your Snapcaster Mage, but it's a great way to make Snapcaster Mage into a cantrip at instant speed.
Yep.
So, love it. Glinthawk gets in, and Inkmoth Nexus.
For Glinthawk Idol, which gets mana leaked. Yeah. Also, really great art on Thought Scour. I like that a lot.
I like that a lot too.
Sort of the anti-sensory deprivation for me.
Yeah.
That card makes me cry. So we have a Ponder for Nolen Lauren. Looks like he's picking up, Ponder, Snapcaster, and a third blue card that we can't see. And so Nolen Lauren's list, pretty standard. He's running both Sword of War and Peace and Runechanter's Pike.
Two swords and one pike.
Yep.
I love the Dungeon Geists main deck.
Yeah, Evan Irwin was nuts about that card when it got spoiled. I mean, I know Evan Irwin getting nuts about a card is a rarity.
Right.
But this one actually seems to be bearing out. So Michael Belfatto, it's now his turn 3. Drops Gavany Township,
I think that's Gavany Township.
That's Gavany Township. Yep. Swings with Glinthawk and into another Glinthawk. Still does not have Metalcraft. Still does not have a Tempered Steel. But
he's doing okay, though.
He's turning guys sideways. He's doing okay for himself. Nolen Lauren at 16 life.
And Nolen doesn't have much pressure either. There's a Dismember for one of the Glinthawks.
Which puts Nolen even further down. He'll be at 12.
Yeah, it's one of those, I'll trade you, I'll let it be like you attacked me twice with that Glinthawk.
Sure.
But,
so we go into Nolen Lauren's 4th turn.
Looks like he's got a land to play, Glacial Fortress.
He's got a land, he has a mana leak.
I think he has a Plains still in hand.
Yep.
So Plains, Mana Leak, Ponder, and something else.
Yep. This seems like a very loose hand to keep.
Yeah, it's very blue-white control. Honestly, it doesn't look like a Delver deck.
Are there Day of Judgments in Nolen's deck?
I don't think so.
No,
but I mean, the way he held or the way his hand is looking, it looks very creature-light.
Yep.
So is it a Snapcaster? It is. It's Snapcaster. That's what the other card is.
Another card we don't see very much of in Standard.
Yeah, not enough of anyway. So there's a Ponder.
Yep. So let's see if Nolen has a Snapcaster. I mean, he can rebuy on Thought Scour if he wants to.
Yep.
As you said, turn it into a cantrip 2/1. He has one mana leak in the graveyard, another in the grip.
Mm-hmm.
So that could, well, not this turn at least, but future turns be sort of a nice tempo play.
Right.
Especially if Michael's trying to stick a Tempered Steel.
Yeah.
But I don't know this. Oh, and Nolen Lauren decides to upheaval himself. Sort of. But that is the correct board state, so we're fine on that.
Yeah, we need more upheaval in Standard.
No, you're wrong. You're right about a lot of things, Joey, but not on that.
That's fair. I don't think I was right either.
Fair. All right, so Michael Belfatto says here, have some more Hawk. And Nolen's like, yeah, I got a Snapcaster for that. And what's it?
Snapcaster
so he rebuys the Dismember Ouch. Okay.
Yeah,
So,
he's really doing a lot of damage to himself here, but maybe he just feels like Michael doesn't have much pressure.
he's actually done more damage to himself on Dismembers than Michael has done to him with Glint Hawks.
Yeah.
But fortunately, Michael has Glint Hawk number 3. Passes back to Nolen. And so we now have land number 5 for Nolen in a deck with only 21, including his Singleton Plains. And he's just got to be wishing for something.
Yeah.
Some kind of action.
It's looking rough. So Nolen gets in with the Snapcaster. And there's a Dungeon Geist.
Oh.
So this is exciting for me, because this is the first time I've seen Dungeon Geist on camera, and I love that card too. When I saw Evan talking about it, I was kicking myself for editing out the part where I talked about Dungeon Geist on my podcast.
Oh, no.
I was like, we recorded for like an hour and a half. I need to cut some of this stuff, so I cut the discussion on Dungeon Geist, and then I'm like, oh, people actually like this card, like maybe I should have left it in.
It seems fine now. I mean, Michael Belfatto has a board of Memnite, effectively Memnite and blanks,
right,
against Dungeon Geist.
Yeah, I mean, my first impression of it was. Wait a second.
Wait, what?
He activated the Inkmoth Nexus with the white, didn't he? That's what it was.
Okay, yeah.
That's the artifact.
Okay.
So he tapped the plains, activated Inkmoth.
Yep. Gets in with Inkmoth arbitrarily.
What did he actually cast to deal with the Dungeon Geist?
I believe that was a Dispatch.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Which would make sense, but...
I was so concerned with looking at the lands he tapped and how he got the mana that didn't realize what he was using it for. I missed it.
Nolen Lawrence sticks a Moorland Haunt with just one creature in the den, I believe, right now, the Dungeon Geist.
Yeah, he doesn't have... it's really weird. This Delver deck doesn't look like a Delver deck at all.
No, he's running 13 creatures.
And we've seen 2 of them.
Yep, he's running a ton of draw me more cards. And he's looking more like a blue-white control right now.
Yeah. He's basically drawn counter spells and draw spells. And a couple, one Dismember.
So, Nolen cracks in, Michael takes. Michael still does not have Metalcraft without his Inkmoth Nexus. That's kind of awkward. Or Hawkward. Her. I'm very clever.
The former name of the deck, right?
Yeah. The Vector Asp rendition. Gosh, that card is terrible.
It's funny, until Nolen played that Moorland Haunt, do you wonder if Michael didn't realize he was playing against Delver? Because at this point now, the Moorland Haunt kind of makes it seem like, all right, I got to be playing against Delver. But
sure,
otherwise.
But I mean, is blue-white control really a deck in this?
No, but it's one of those things where he may be wondering too. Do I not overextend into a Wrath? Am I playing against? Who knows?
Sure.
Today, I mean, we've seen mono-black zombies. We've seen blue-black control, which it isn't so crazy, but. We've seen a lot of different kind of decks. We've seen werewolves today win a match.
Wow.
Mary Jacobson piloting werewolves,
Wow.
To a win on camera.
When Mary was living in Roanoke, she used to play at the F&M at Star City Games, and she would just jam vampires all day long.
So
and she had,
from vampires to werewolves.
She had pictures of Edward Cullen on her deck box. And now she's flipped sides. Now she's Team Jacob.
Team Jacob, yeah, I guess
and it's really embarrassing for me that I can reference that.
It's all right.
I'm getting heckled by our director.
Hey, no
and
heckling.
To be fair, I deserve it. So Nolen Lawrence at 5. He's looking kind of rough right now, but he's got Snapcaster. He
Snapcaster Thought Scoured, and then and then he activated Moorland Haunt to get a Spirit.
Yep.
Off of the Dungeon Geist, presumably.
Yep. So.
Oh no, it was off the Delver that he dumped in there.
Sure. It's still looking rough though. I mean, 5 life is not where you want to be against Tempered Steel.
And he did 8 of it to himself, so.
Right. So, if you're Nolen Lauren at this point, what do you want to draw? What are your outs? I mean,
Day of Judgment. Oh, he doesn't play that.
No.
Right,
Sword of War and Peace, maybe.
Yeah, that could certainly certainly give him a little bit of breathing room. I think. I mean,
Sure.
it probably just gets chump blocked. Whoever. Well, I mean, if he puts it on the Spirit, then Spirit gets chump blocked by Inkmoth Nexus, possibly.
Right.
So it may not even that may not give him enough time.
Right.
Michael's at a healthy 16 or 14 here, I guess, if he took some damage from that Snapcaster.
Yep.
But that's pretty. You're fine at 16 or 14 life right now.
Yeah, I'd be comfortable with that. So 14-5 in favor of Michael Belfatto here in round 7 of the StarCityGames.com Standard Open here in Sharonville, Ohio. For those of you just joining in, I'm Nicholas Sabin here with Joey Pasco. We are in round 7 watching Michael Belfatto with a fairly strong advantage right now, I would say, against Nolen Lauren.
Yeah, it seemed like both players sort of stumbled, but Nolen continues to stumble in a way. Like, even though he kept drawing cards, it's just not.
Yeah,
he's not drawing the cards that you'd think that you'd get eventually,
right.
Like Delver, like Geist of Saint Traft.
Yeah, a Geist here would be great. I mean, if Nolen was able to stick a Geist of Saint Traft, Michael, I mean, his best case scenario is he loses his Glint Hawk,
right,
which is not great.
On yellow paper.
Oh.
The CF board is located just to the left of the concession stand.
Gavany Township
What a
pumps all the guys, and we may be seeing game 2 here momentarily.
Legacy Challenge players.
Pump all the men's.
Yeah, I don't know what Nolen could do. He's got double land Mana Leak, I think, in his hand. Pretty sure it's Island Mana Leak.
We're gonna see the GG pretty soon, I think. And Gavany Township, really interesting addition in Tempered Seal, I think, Joey.
Yeah, that's something that I haven't really seen much of. Gavany Township in a Tempered Steel deck, and he's got is that at 3? Looks like 3 copies.
Yep.
If you finish with 2 or more wins, you can collect your prize at the main event stage.
Those of you listening at home right now can hear the dulcet tones of Jared Silva calling out yet another side event of which we run approximately infinite today. People seem to like drafting
rough number there.
The Innistrad block.
Yeah, people love Innistrad block.
So Nolen Lauren's clinging on there. He's at 2 life. But I mean, gosh, I don't know. What is Nolen hoping?
Yeah,
to
I don't
draw
know.
here?
I don't know if he's hoping to get a misplay or a miracle or both. Could be one and the same.
Yeah, they've spent 20 minutes on this game alone, and obviously, if Nolen's probably not going to win this one, unfortunately, and trying to squeeze 2 games plus sideboarding.
Yeah, into basically
30 minutes.
30 minutes, so 31 minutes left.
Even with relatively aggressive decks, is not necessarily going to be very easy.
Yeah.
Can you think of a reason, Joey, why Nolen would be hanging on right now?
No, actually, I don't. I just think he may not be thinking about the amount of time, or he may be thinking he's got a way out of this. I mean, maybe he watched Worlds and saw Conley do it against against Craig Wesco, and went, I can do that too. With the other deck, though, it was Conley had the Tempered Steel deck in that situation.
And there's the GG from Nolen Lauren. That was a pretty brutal game.
Yeah, Nolen really just did not see any of his business spells. He kept seeing cards like Ponder and Thought Scour, and Snapcaster, to be fair, is pretty awesome, and he did get 2 dismembers out of it, but that just did almost half the work for Michael. I mean, think about that. He just now lost after doing 8 damage to himself. Michael only needed to deal 12 damage, and it took him that long to do that.
Yeah.
It is kind of crazy to think about that.
Please find your seats. Once again, that is.
So, looking at the sideboards for these 2 players, it looks like Nolen has Faith Shield, Revoke Existence, Divine Offering is probably a card in this match. O-Ring, Ratchet Bomb. He's got another Dungeon Geists in the sideboard.
Yeah,
Maybe.
I like the dungeon guys. See, the thing with Ratchet Bomb is that Tempered Steel has so many varying casting costs. You got like Memnite, and you got Glint Hawk, and you've got Tempered Steel itself.
I mean, yeah, you've got 1-drop, 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 2-drop, 2-drop, 3-drop.
Well, Memnite's a 0-drop.
Oh, that's right,
Yeah.
Memnite.
So that's what I'm saying. Like it's
Durr.
like Ratchet Bomb kills all the Memnites.
Yep.
Okay, it's just it's almost like Tempered Steel is pretty well positioned against something like Ratchet Bomb because it's going to be like a 1-for-1, and then it's going to sometimes take so much time to even get to that point when they're I'm going to use my Ratchet Bomb to take out your Tempered Steel, but it's going to take me 3 or 4 turns or whatever basically to get to that point. Meanwhile, you're killing me with
Yeah,
with
3
these
turns
guys.
with a Tempered Steel on the board is not going to get you there.
It's nice though. I mean, I gotta say, Ratchet Bomb is nice to take out Mox Opals and Memnites, but there's never more than one Mox Opal on board, so you're never getting more than one of those. So it's basically the best you can hope for is Mox and like Memnite or possibly multiple Memnites,
Possibly.
or you're gonna have to work for it. So
Right. So for Michael Belfatto's sideboard, what here do you think Michael? I mean, he didn't really have much difficulty that game, but what does he want from this list?
I assume he knows he's playing against Delver, in which case, if he feels like he knows he's playing against Delver, which he definitely saw a Delver in the list, I wonder if he thinks it's some sort of rogue variety because there was no actual action. But
I mean, possible.
yeah, we're going to assume he knows it's a Delver list, and if he says, all right, it's a stock Delver list, I want Divine Offering
Sure.
for the equipment.